From across the nation, America's beer distributors, uniting for the 78th Annual Convention and Trade Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. Welcome to NBWA-TV's third day coverage.
Hello, I'm Andy Field.
And I'm Loretta Cooper, and welcome to our third day of coverage from the NBWA Convention and Trade Show.
You're watching NBWA-TV.
Distributors heard from the leaders of 5 brewers and importers during the convention. They discussed the many changes taking place in the beer industry and the value of their distributor partners. Andy Field reports.
The brewers on this NBWA industry panel represent 82% of all the beer consumed here in the United States, and they shared concerns about the economy.
Jobs are good for beer, and jobs are down, so beer has suffered, and I think we all have seen that.
We need to resolve that. Otherwise, I don't think we're going to get the drinkers back, particularly in the premium light and economy portfolios.
The competitors agreed the industry must continue working together to preserve common sense regulation.
Being united and all being behind the craft, beverage modernization act, our beer bill makes a big difference. So we defend ourselves against any changes in the tax, situation.
And the panel had different views on the current distribution market's vital signs.
Our share is under 50%.
Yeah.
And it's eroding, and we've got to do something about that.
And I just came back from Southern Europe, where in the last 4 years in Portugal, the beer market declined 25% and GDP declined 8%. So for me, this is like, wow, I'm in heaven. I'm in a market that is stable, GDP that is growing. I have never in my life seen such a versatile beer industry with so much innovations, with craft breweries having an opportunity to arise, bringing excitement back to the category.
And while each panelist supports the 3-tier distribution system, the leader who spent most of his working life in Europe was the most enthusiastic.
Because we have the 3-tier system here in the US market, which I have never seen in my life before. It gives a chance for smaller brewers and innovative brewers to enter the marketplace. And I understand when you're a very big brewer that you want to control the whole value chain, you would love to have the distributors. But in the end of the day, it will limit new entrants to the marketplace. There's not going to be small brewers anymore. And also to have a successful independent distributor, I know none in the big European markets, because it's impossible to survive.
And Sierra Nevada Brewing Company founder Ken Grossman says they self-distributed at first, but sales took off when independent distributors helped.
For us, having a vital independent 3-tier system is crucial. We owe our success to the partnership we have across our network, and we truly value these guys, the teams as partners.
The 3-tier distribution system has created an enormous amount of value in the United States. This is the biggest profit pool in the world, and there's a reason for that, and it's you guys. We've got no plans to change that.
Industry leaders creating the products distributors bring to market. In Las Vegas, I'm Andy Field, NBWA-TV. The relationships between brewers and distributors fuel the American beer industry. This year, NBWA launched a new award, the Brewer Partner of the Year Award. It recognizes brewers who produce great beer, build strong partnerships, and support their distributor customers.
And today, we are excited to honor 3 standout brewers.
First, we want to recognize Dust Bowl Brewing from California, the recipient of the Brewer Partner Marketing Innovation Award.
We understand they have a lot of brands to care about, and we want to make sure that we don't think of them as somebody we just send beer to and they're going to sell it for us. We want to make sure that they recognize us as someone who's going to use them to facilitate the sales, not expect them to sell for us.
The Brewer Partner Sales Execution Award goes to Straub Brewery in Pennsylvania. Straub is one of the country's oldest breweries, dating back to 1872.
Everything in the industry is changing, but so is our relationship with wholesalers. And so there's got to be a lot of trust, a lot of personal relationships, realistic expectations, and it matters because it sells beer.
The Brewer Partner of the Year Award goes to No Lie Brew House in Spokane, Washington.
We have to raise a toast to the 3 a.m.ers. The 3 a.m.ers are when we're walking the floor in the middle of the night, you're making that fresh pot of coffee, you can't sleep, you gotta innovate. You know you gotta change, you know you gotta grow, and you have to inspire. So I'll text Jeff Allen from Odom Corporation, and if Jeff's not awake, John Ione always will be. These people I can literally text at 3 a.m., and by 4 a.m. I'll have a note back. As a new, younger brewer, you have to have trust. And so you kind of borrow that with a distributor, and then you have to earn it. And that, you know, that coin bank, you keep putting coins into it. And together, then we go to market. But distributing beer, driving trucks, vans, knowing the logistics, all the things that go with that, they're very complicated, is not our wheelhouse.
The 21st Amendment gives states the ability to establish local laws to regulate alcohol in a way that reflects the desires of local residents. Each year, the Center for Alcohol Policy holds an annual conference to share each state's best ideas. NBWA's Andy Field has some highlights from the most recent meeting in Chicago.
Attorneys general, state regulators, law enforcement, manufacturers, distributors, retailers, all sharing best practices on drinking alcohol responsibly. It's all part of the annual Center for Alcohol Policy Conference held in Chicago. South Dakota's Attorney General says their 24/7 system requires DUI convicts to pay for their own twice-a-day breathalyzer tests.
They have to look a deputy sheriff in the eye and they have to say, I haven't drank today. Then they have to prove it up and blow in that PBT. If they fail, they're going to go straight to jail. If they pass, they're going to go on to their family, they're going to go on to their job, and things work out just fine for them.
Alcohol regulators here sharing notes, saying they don't advocate abstinence or eliminating liquor laws. They're simply honest brokers.
Regulate based upon what the laws are. The referee that they turn to find out what is legal and what isn't. And that's it. We're the referee.
The Center for Alcohol Policy Research helps each state legislature find common sense solutions.
There's been a big emphasis on deregulation. One of the focuses of the center is to justify the need for regulation.
In fact, a Center for Alcohol Policy sponsored survey indicated 89% of all Americans believe it's important to keep the alcohol industry regulated.
The most important issue is that we have regulation that's fair, regulation that supports access, and at the same time supports public health and public safety.
And now a new safety feature is
also on display at the conference, other emerging technology.
The alcohol detection system will measure the alcohol in a driver's blood in less than a second.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving says this system could one day eliminate intoxicated driving. If the blood alcohol level's too high, the car won't start. The system is called DADS.
DADS at the end of the day is a safety device. It's like an airbag, it's like electronic stability control, it's like a backup camera. It's something that's in your car to keep you safe.
And
dedicated public servants and industry experts debating and discussing alcohol policy for the 21st century. Distributors have a great story to tell. From the quality jobs they support to the great beers they deliver, there are many exciting stories, and Mims Distributing Company in Raleigh, North Carolina is spreading the news. Mims has found its voice in ways you may not expect. As Loretta Cooper reports, that's why they received NBWA's Public Affairs Award.
Now, here is something you don't usually hear at a beer distributing company.
Hey y'all from the sunny lands, it's Tales from the Cask with your friends Chip, Tony, and Jen.
This is Tales from the Cask, a weekly podcast with over 125 episodes and counting. It's part of an innovative marketing and public relations effort at Mims Distributing Company.
But that's a frosty malt beverage we've never had on the show.
Their task is to tell the story of beer and the story of their business.
Chip Mims is here to tell us how much savings they're seeing.
Having access to a television station as an outlet is not the norm, but it's a great way to demonstrate community engagement.
We did. We just renovated a warehouse out in West Raleigh, and as part of the renovation, we decided we wanted to do something sustainable.
A public relations firm was hired to help make some of the connections.
MMI was able to connect us with some media outlets that we'd never really been able to talk to, like television, newspapers locally.
Sustainability in solar panels, water retention ponds, and growing their own hops is just part of the story that makes up this family business.
Environment consciousness that we have, contributing towards the society, and being able to reach out and be seen and share our story with the suppliers. When my dad started in the 70s, there were 50 suppliers. Now there's 4,000, and if you want to be part of the game, you need to be out and be seen
With being featured in magazines and newspapers and promoting new brew through press releases that get picked up by key publications, Mims has become the go-to guys and gals when you need information about beer.
We're almost up to 130 breweries in North Carolina.
All that local press creates great content for websites and social media campaigns. Getting your story told isn't just good for your business, it's good business for your suppliers too.
We've had some breweries say, we read about you in some press. It gets picked up, in some of the trade publications immediately, and people see not just our name, but the brewery. Hey, they're in North Carolina now. Whoa, that's cool.
And that coolness brings on even more tales. Co-host One Take Tony says there are plenty of good beer varieties and stories to go around.
It's great in the beer community, kind of build that trust, and it's great for us to be able to tell the stories of our beers every week because that really keeps us in touch with new things coming in.
For Jennifer Balick, podcast co-host and certified Cicerone, building brands and markets is the story of Mims.
More of the accounts and also the customers have known a little bit more about us, what brands we represent, and also how we bring them to market. And we're not some huge corporation out there that's taking over the world, but we work pretty hard and we're proud of it.
Oh, that's good stuff. That's our hops, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With so many choices and varieties of brews, there is no shortage of great stories to tell. One sip at a time or by the cask.
You're watching Day 3 of NBWA-TV's 2015 coverage.
We found one of NBWA's longtime partners in alcohol management on the trade floor, TEAM Coaltiion. TEAM stands for Techniques for Effective Alcohol Management.
There are a lot of alcohol-related issues at sporting events every year, and our goal is to try and decrease those numbers year by year. Sports are meant to be enjoyed by the entire family, and our goal is to kind of make sporting events a little bit more family-friendly and make everybody safe who goes to them.
Because I'm the designated driver, and that's okay. It's nice to be the guy that keeps his friends in line, keeps them from drinking too much so we can have a great time.
The NBWA and TEAM are working together to bring effective alcohol management to sporting events and entertainment venues.
You're watching NBWA-TV.
Don't take that call. Do not take that call. And don't you take that call. If you're on a delivery, you can call back when you stop, but in your car or truck, safety's first.
If cell phone use is permitted in your state and is not prohibited by your company's policies and procedures, here's a few tips to help minimize risk. First, you don't have to answer every call. You can let them go to voicemail. You can retrieve the messages when you have reached your destination or stopped at a safe place. If you need to make or take a call, pull off the road into a parking lot or other safe place away from other drivers. This will allow you to focus completely on the call and not jeopardize the safety of other motorists. This will also increase productivity of your call, as you will be able to focus, take any notes, and reference any documents that may be necessary.
Yeah, so really, hang on one second.
More safe driving tips and HR tools can be located at NBWA.org.
Members of Congress are always excited to talk to their beer distributors. NBWA's membership is extremely well regarded and well liked among Capitol Hill staff and members.
You're watching NBWA-TV's coverage of the 78th Annual Convention and Trade Show.
The beer distribution industry has great employees, in fact over 130,000 of them. Many feel their coworkers are second family. Bryan Wright, who is this year's winner of NBWA's Share Your Story contest, has a good story to share.
My story begins almost a decade ago when I first came back from serving in Operation Enduring Freedom.
10 years ago, Bryan Wright returned from war to find a depressed job market and disappointing prospects, until he signed on at Giglio Distributing.
Good morning. I'm looking to register. Not knowing if I really had a future at my last job. It's meant a lot to go as far as I have and to do the things that I've done. My dad used to tell me, if you really love what you do, you're never going to work a day in your life. I believe that wholeheartedly.
Veterans definitely have a work ethic and a team ethic that drives the whole team forward. And we're proud to have him and any other veteran.
Bryan is attending a number of the educational seminars offered by the NBWA while in Las Vegas.
I think with some of the stuff I learned today, we can definitely get a lot more involved with it and getting the information out there.
He's gained the respect of everybody in our sales organization. So our sales team, if they've got an issue with delivery, they go to Bryan. They got an issue with merchandising, they go to Bryan. The shipping area, if they have a shipping issue, they go to Bryan. So Bryan's kind of like the go-to guy.
The beer business is truly a unique industry that I am proud to be a part of. I could not imagine my life anyplace else.
Well, that's it for today's show.
We'll be back next year, September 25th through 28th in Chicago. We've had a lot of fun. We hope you have too.
We'll see you then.
You have been watching NBWA-TV's coverage of Day 3 of the 78th Annual Convention and Trade Show from Las Vegas, Nevada. See you next year in Chicago.